I just had an old school Ivan workout. This is old school. This is like the first year of training, maybe 2 years of training, maybe. I think it was the first year mostly, where I come in and I just squat a whole stack of singles. And in between those singles, I do a whole host of other things. So I would stretch, I would do this exercise, I would do that, go back to the squat, see how it feels. Do this, do that, go back to another single and do, and see how it feels. So this is kind of like, this is me having fun. This is me in my element. This is me just kind of like feeling my way through, feeling what structure does to what bit of the squat, what stretching does, what activation of this muscle does. I was just kind of working around, doing all sorts of different exercises. So like to give you an example, I spent basically the majority of time I was in a good morning. So sitting on a chair, getting to a good morning, seated good morning, and then just kind of like stretch, jump up, do a squat, and then I will do that, then get up, do some like side glute stuff, like standing abduction, and just like constantly rotating, constantly trying to access more range of motion, constantly trying to activate the muscles, which I think are very important for the squat. Just activate, not completely fatigue them, to see what improves the nature of the squat the best. I used to do this all the time, except I would load up much heavier weights and I would like fight with very, very heavy weights and see, what is going on. But like, oh man, some of you guys, like the OG guys would know like what I used to do, man. I used to like put 160, this is like 5 years ago, right? So I didn't have a 215 kilo squat. I would put like 160 on the bar and I would do 20 singles. And I would just do 20 singles, and each single I would try to accelerate faster and faster and faster. And the weird thing is, the first couple of singles feel like, but then like between 5 and 15 singles feel fantastic. Like you're feeling like the body's getting better, the CNS is waking up, you're feeling faster and faster and stronger. And then like, in those days back in the day, I would try to like, okay, let me do for the first 5 singles, let me do some hamstring curls and see how that feels. And then after that, maybe I'll do some lunges and see how that changes the squat. Or then maybe I'll get on the floor and do some crunches and see how that makes the squat feel. I'll do like crazy things. I'll do like lateral raises and be like, does that do something to the upper back? Or then I'll do like neck curls and be like, what does that do? Just completely, experimenting, playing around with no preconceived idea what I was going to do, just like existing in the gym, like playing with the damn weights that I have. I used to have a lot of fun doing that. Today was supposed to be like a 10-15 minute session. Come in, it's a day off, hit some weights, disappear. But the kids were outside running around, playing basketball, doing this. So I was like, I'll just stay out with them. And then ended up being like an hour and a half long thing, if not more. And there was no hard work done at all. I feel like I haven't done much at all, but I did 10 singles at 140. Tried to move it fast. Tried to kind of, do a whole host of things. This to me is like peak fun. Because you can Google, you can open up the textbooks and study about some of these muscles and insertions, origins, and what they do and whatever. Or you can go and literally feel your way through a movement and be like, so when you really, really stretch the living hell out of the adductors, this is what the squat feels like. And I used to like literally sit down there and like write, after a squat day like this, okay, the takeaway message for today's session is that when I do seated good mornings, my squat feels unbelievable in the hole. I'm weaker because I'm stretched, but I have great mobility and I can sit in the hole in an ATG squat very comfortably. Draw conclusions like that, I don't know. For some reason, like I might be a little bit weird, but that to me was like the best part of training. And when I broke away from the structured training, where you have a program and every time you come into the gym, you have to do things like this, that's kind of like prescribed to you, it would take away from that. And but when I broke away from it, I started to really experiment. And that's kind of where my love for training really started happening. I would do similar things with the bench press. Like I would fire up the triceps, see what the bench rep feels like. Okay, do some pec flies, see how the bench rep feels like. Do some wrist curls, do some whatever I could think of, I would do it and see what the bench press feels like. I would pull like 80 kilos on the bar back then. And I'd be like, okay, what does this feel like? It's just completely playing around and trying to kind of understand what's going on. And then in between all of that, I would often have a YouTube video of a guy talking about some other thing, or I'm Googling something and they'll give me ideas. I'm like, oh, damn. Okay, let me try hamstring curls before I squat. Like really try, get them pumped up and see how that makes the squat feel. That to me is fun. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.